Hey everyone, welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
What up?
We're only running an hour late. No big deal. How's
Hey,
everybody doing?
they can't tell what time it is for us.
Hey,
Yeah,
we
we
know
can
what
tell.
time it is.
We are
Yeah.
on time, only an hour late.
It just means we got to hang out an hour later, because of my awesome computer that couldn't register my microphone for some reason. Well, actually, program. The
Yeah,
computer
the
registered.
program had the problem, so.
Tech support.
Yeah.
All right. What's everybody been playing? Because I know you guys got stuffs to talk about this week.
Ooh. Let's see. We'll go with the small stuff first. Some more Shadow of Mordor. And I think I played Inside, and I think I played a couple other games. And then got a Switch!
He's got a Switch.
Got a Switch. So, been playing some Mario Kart, and got Zelda coming. So, I'll be playing that soon.
Woohoo!
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about a Zelda game, which is a little weird, but
It will take your
Why
breath
is that
away.
weird?
Will it? Oh, I see what you did there, huh?
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. I see what you did there.
It's a pun, but it's crazy how true it is, though.
Awesomeness. So you've been playing as well, sir.
Yes, we'll start with the small stuff. We played Players Underground with no pants. We played 4 games. For some odd reason, it auto-filled one of our games with the squeaker, and unfortunately, I talked to him, and he wanted to add me, and he was like, oh my gosh, can we be friends, and can you help me fix my game? It is laggy, and oh my god, we should play some more games, and are we going to be the same party after this game? And I'm like, oh my god.
Those super over-attached randoms.
Yeah, the little kids who are just like, oh my god, this guy is so nice. I want to add him. I want to be his friends. We could play games together, and oh my god.
Chicken was so nice because he talked to him, and I'm just like, nope, not saying a word.
Yep, no pants and Baka were like,
That's
that.
rude.
This is one of those cases that it pays off to be an asshole sometimes, dude. I'm just saying.
Sorry, it's not in my nature. Not in my nature to other people. When I get to know you, it's free game at that point. It's free game at that point.
I'm only assholes to my friends.
Exactly. Because then I
vouch for that.
I learned that you deserve it afterwards. So if I don't know you, it's like, oh, it's okay. But as soon as I know you, it's open season now. But yeah, we came in second place twice. Once because of Baka alone, and 5th place. So we did really, really, really well in our
awesome.
games. Other than
I did
that-
a lot of
So is
hiding
it
in
teams
that
of 3 normally, or is it
No,
one of those?
it's two. It's solo, duo, and teams, which is 4. If you autofill, it'll autofill you if you don't uncheck it. But yeah, you can do teams of 3 or 4.
Oh, okay, I got you. So if you want to do 3 to put yourself at a disadvantage, you can.
Yeah.
Or an advantage, depending on how bad the person would be that you'd have to fill in.
Yeah, pretty much. Or you could just do 4, which it's fine too. We do 3s and it's fine. It works out pretty well. But other than that, yeah, I got a Switch too. Totally.
Go ahead and tell the story, because you got a story.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell the story. Okay, first of all, I was not looking to get a Switch. I was kind of, on the fence looking for it. There was a deal on Target that had the Switch, the Pro Controller.
On the website. Yeah,
on the website. It was an online deal only. Had the Switch, the Pro Controller, 2 games, and the carrying case for $500. It's a deal, really worth it. I was on the fence about getting it, and I waited too long, and the deal went away. They sold out immediately, like 5 hours, and I looked at it and it was gone.
He
So-
kept the page up and refreshed it just in case, like repeatedly. Though.
whenever they would, and it was on my phone too. By the way, this comes into play. It was on my phone, so I had to refresh it and check it to see if any more Switches came in. So I went in to Target 2 days ago. Yesterday. What's today? Yesterday? 2 days ago?
No, it was 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Thursday.
Was it Thursday?
Yes, because I went to work on Friday.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
I went in to go get an Xbox controller, and there was a Switch sitting, just a lone Switch sitting in the display case down there, and I looked at it and I was like, that must be a display box. Asked the guy, they didn't have any Xbox controllers, so I couldn't get that. And then I asked him if that was a real Switch down there, and he looks at me and he's like, yeah, that's a real Switch. I was like, so you've got this online only deal that has all this stuff in it. Can you do that in store? And he's like, I don't know. Let me ask my manager. So he calls up the manager, comes out here, and I show him the deal on my phone that I've had open, and he looks at it and he's like, yeah, we could do that in store. And I'm like, let's do it. By the way, I already talked to Grif about it too. It was a decision that we made. And he's like, all right, cool. So he got the Switch out, and they had no more copies left of Zelda and Mario Kart 8. So instead he takes the display games out of the display and gives me both of them. And gets the Pro Controller and then the Mario case and asks me if I need anything else. And I said, no, it's okay. But he says normally he sells screen protectors with it because, they get scratched. And I was like, yeah, go ahead and throw one of them in. And they do not have any. So he finds this Zelda screen protector case. It has another case for 4 games and SD cards, a cleaning cloth, and a screen protector. And he's like, I'll throw this in it for free. And I was like, free? He's like, yeah, it'll be no problem. And I was like, yeah, I'll take that. It's okay. I will not complain. So he just rings it all up, comes out to the exact price that I thought it would be, and got the whole shebang for, going in for an Xbox controller, come out with the whole Switch bundle.
No Xbox controller, though.
Yeah,
that was a present for my sister.
You ended up spending 10 times the amount you would have on that controller.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you ended up with the Switch.
Yeah.
Like with mine, it was I'd gone in and ordered the Switch. I ordered a bundle actually, which this is the most ridiculous thing ever, and I'm going to call this company out right now for doing this shit. If you're a gaming company in any way whatsoever, if you specialize in selling games,
GameStop.
why do you not have in your brick and mortar stores actual gaming systems? The Switch is not sold in GameStops.
Wait, not sold in stores?
It's sold online. So you go in and you have to talk, at least not locally here. You have to go in and talk to an associate. And when you talk to the associate, they then can tell you, we can order this all online. Like, because if you wanted to pay locally, like I paid in cash because I'd been saving up. So at least I could pay it and then it would just be shipped to me the same way it would if I bought it online. But there's no in-store option other than the accessories and the games. And I was like, that's stupid. I'm like, you're a brick and mortar store and your biggest competition's online. Why in the world would you make your own online store your
that's
own
all you
competition?
have going for you is the convenience of walking in store and picking it up instead of
part
shipping.
of it is also because Nintendo is replenishing online demands quicker than what they are brick and mortar.
Well,
Which
it's
doesn't make any sense, Nintendo.
He said it's the bundles themselves, because they're selling the accessories and everything with them, that causes them to replenish those quicker. Nintendo's because then it shows that they're not just selling that item and then people are buying them somewhere else. I guess they're buying them everywhere. So I bought a bundle. The one I got was the one with Zelda in it, and I had a Pro Controller. Nowhere close to the deal that you got, by the way.
Man, I give a shout out to Target. If you go to Target, if you can find people that are gamers like you, they will hook you up. And the guy who I bought it from was going to buy the Switch at the end of his shift. He was a little sad that somebody came in and bought it ahead of him, but I mean, he gave me the deal when he wanted the Switch and he was going to buy it and threw in extra stuff. He's fucking amazing. Shout out to the Target. So it's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. And then I've got that coming. But then I had a friend that found just a Switch by itself, was able to get it online for right at the normal. And I bought that from him first, and I was like, I'll just sell the other one. But now after my daughter has discovered the Switch and how much she loves it, yeah, it's the other one's coming down here because it's going to be taken. So I'll have 2 Switches at the house. Oh, God. But she's enjoying Mario Kart. She was too young when we got the Wii U with Mario Kart and all that stuff on it, and so she's just not been very good at it, but now she's able to, and she likes the joystick better than she does the motion control. So she's actually using the joystick, and she says it's easier to, once you remove the Switch and make it the portable version of it, she likes actually playing better that way than she does playing on the TV. So, very interesting. So anybody's got kids that listens or whatever, I definitely recommend the Switch for at least that part of it. And then we downloaded a game that was Wonder Boy and something of the Dragon, Curse of the Dragon or something like that, and very cute animations and stuff, and she's been playing through that too. So two really cool games. But yeah, your deal was ridiculous. Your guy was like
I got lucky. Man, good things come to those who wait. If he would have said no, I was gonna walk away from that Switch too. If he was like, "Oh man, we can't do that," I was like, "All right, that's fine," and I was just gonna walk away from it. But he hooked me up good, so now here I am. I was playing Mario Kart 8, and I started playing Zelda, and oh my god, woo, that game is something else. Breath of the Wild is amazing. I can definitely see why it's up for, well, it will be up for Game of the Year. And Mario Kart 8 is pretty neat. They've put in 2 casual settings for that game, and if you're a heavy Mario Kart player and you use them, I will look down upon you.
I didn't realize there actually was one until we've got like several in. Like, I'm glad it's there for my daughter.
Yes, for little kids, that is fine.
I didn't realize it was there, and like I was like,
"What's the casual feature that you're talking about?" Because you guys know, but you haven't said what it is.
It is smart driving and auto accelerator. Smart driving basically puts a little antenna on the back of your car or whatever it is, and doesn't let you fall off the map ever. No matter what you do, you cannot fall off the map.
Yeah, I've tried a few times. Even
but the
with
problem
mushrooms,
you have
like,
with
nope, you can't do it.
Some of the shortcuts require you to have to fall off the map. You cannot take those shortcuts because of that feature. And it's so freaking annoying. Like, some of them are fine. And other ones, it's like, nope, you can't even drive onto the grass. Like, it won't even let you get off the course at all in order to be able to. So, like, if you have your mushroom and you like to take certain ones and certain courses, yeah, you can't do it. It's so annoying. And I'm like, oh my God. But I keep it on because I'm playing with her now. And it's like, I don't want to remove it because this is the only reason she's really succeeding is because of this, and you want to encourage that. And it's
Kid
like
bumpers. You got to take off the training wheels at some point, though. Once she gets a lot of practice, you got to take off.
Let her go through all the 50 cc's with it on, and then take it off and let her try to go through again.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's probably what we end up doing. She's gone through 3 of the courses on the 50 cc's, and they've added courses to the game since the last time I played it, which is they've got the one that's got
the Wii U had DLC ones that automatically come with the Switch version.
And so it's like, because you got the one that's Hyrule Castle, and then you've got other ones and stuff that they've added to from some of the older games that they've brought back in, and those are awesome. Like, they're just awesome courses. But coming home yesterday, and it was yesterday or Friday, I think it's Friday. I walk in the door, and the first thing I'm greeted with is, "Daddy, I beat the Leaf Cup! I beat the Leaf Cup!" You know, and she's like the most excited person ever. And it's just, to me, that's what Nintendo needed to have that feeling back in a household. And I think that they've done a really good job of doing that. But we took it, I think it was Thursday, is when we actually started playing it, because I got it Wednesday night. And we'd gone to eat, and I said, "Okay, well, you can take this with you." And she goes, "What?" Because it was just hooked up. She can't see it where it's located at because I keep it out of her reach. So if I need to say, "You can't play this," she's not going to be able to reach it to get to it. So I walk over and put the 2 controllers in it and pop it straight out while it's still attached to the television. She watches the television go blank and then turn around, and I handed it to her, and I said, "You can play it in the car if you want to." Well, I went ahead and let her take it inside the restaurant, and of course, one of the places I go, they all know who I am, just because I'm a regular there, and they're all gamers too, and so they're like, "What?" You know, and so they're all coming around and they're looking at the system and what it is. Probably the amount of Switch just in that one area will probably be like ours, and it just blooms all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting, but it's from a parental standpoint, seeing the expression on her face. It reminded me, because I was about her age when Dad brought an Atari home, so it's just that expression there. Of course, now she's like 10 times smarter than I was at that age, just because of the technology and stuff that they have available to them. But oh my God, it's just amazing, and props to Nintendo for creating such a great product and with a minimum amount of games on it. There's hardly anything on it right now. And I'm still like just enthralled by it, because I was like, "Oh, okay, do this." I went ahead and booked Splatoon 2. Like, I've already got the whole thing pre-ordered and paid in full, and it's like when it comes out in July, I'll pick it up, because I was like, this is gonna be fun to play. So pretty awesome.
Yep. The other setting, which I find a whole lot less casual, it's the auto accelerator. Basically, you don't have to hold the A button down the whole time. You basically hold it, you boost up, and as soon as you're at max speed, you're good to go. For the actual Switch, I think it's okay because the button's so small. You can just let go and then do the drifting and whatnot. So it's helpful. But whenever I play with the controller, I just turn that off because the buttons are big enough for me to hold down.
It's also really good if you're drinking. Because if you're using the motion control, you could just hold on to the thing and take your drink and then come back to it and do what you want to do. So, I like that one. It's like a cruise control. It's not a big deal.
Much.
I usually go full speed anyway, so I'm not really worried about that.
Yep.
Like I'd have a problem if they were like auto drift or something like that. That would be just crazy.
A problem. I love how seamless it is. Like you're playing on the TV and you just pick it up. And you're good. You just walk off. You want to come back, you set it back down, you pick up the controller, and you basically toggle the controller on, and you're good to go. It's just so nice. There's no lag, there's nothing. You go from one to the other, back and forth, without anything.
It reminds me, what I'm looking at now when I pull up that Switch, it reminds me of what the commercials for the Vita were. Because if you remember the commercials when the PS Vita first came out, it was like a guy playing the baseball game, Major League Baseball or whatever, and then he just grabbed a hold of his Vita and walks out the door and goes all about his day or whatever. And I'm like, that's total bullshit, But this, total reality. And oh my God, I didn't expect a cartridge to hold a game that was on a disc this big to be as small as it is.
I tasted it, by the way. I tasted it.
I did too. It is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, by the way.
Nope. I licked it and I was like, that's kind of the Zelda one tastes a little worse than the Mario Kart one. But
okay, well, I tasted the Mario Kart, so
I tasted both of them. I mean, I licked it like 3 times.
I did not.
Yeah, she was afraid, but that's fine. I was very nervous. I licked it and I was like, oh, this isn't so bad.
I wasn't afraid.
I was too. I have a gag reflex, but I did it anyway because I was like, I've got to do this because I'm about to make my daughter do it.
Did she like it? I think if you're younger, that flavor, man, because it left a little bit of taste on the tip of my tongue, but it wasn't too overpowering or anything like that.
No, she didn't like it, and then I got a bunch of with her tongue afterwards,
Yeah.
So, and she's like, it's still there, and I was like, here, have a piece of chocolate. You're fine.
But yeah, they don't taste too bad, I guess, for adults. But yeah, I am really enjoying it. It's a good investment, and I will be buying my games from Target, Splatoon 2 and whatever else comes out. We'll be getting the Rabid Mario game for sure, and when it comes out in August.
Is going to be hogging it then.
Yep. Be stealing it.
Hey,
No, it's my
I'm
Switch.
letting him play it right now. I have not played it at all since we got it. I'm letting him play with it, and then when the Rabbids thing comes out, it'll be my turn.
So y'all haven't duoed up on Mario Kart?
We have not yet.
No, I've just been busy, partially.
By the way, here's the thing. I got the steering wheels because I had them for the old one for the motion controls.
Right.
Steering wheels for the original were like this big for original Wii, right? And they were massive. And I get it, the controller size has changed, but they're like a quarter the size. And so you're doing this. It's the most awkward thing. And they've got the little thumbstick, so you could just grab the thumbstick and do it. It's like, it's nice to hold on to and just use the thumbstick. But the problem is the motion control is still kind of on, so you got to make sure you're level. Because if you lean one direction, it feels like you got a flat tire. Your car's just got to lean into that direction the whole time. But I don't know. It's very fun. I've enjoyed playing it, so for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a big fan of my Switch now. Very good investment. But other than that, we played some Divinity last night. We got a little further. Got stuck on a fight for 2 hours.
You're on Divinity 2, correct?
No, we're on the first. We're on
one.
original.
You're on the
Sin
first
of
one,
Hands.
okay.
Yeah, we got. Baka likes to talk to animals. So we found this boar who was squealing, and he talked to it, and apparently somebody stole its voice. And he squeaked.
Then how can he squeal?
Because
He didn't squeak. He was just like
grunting,
gesturing, more or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he could talk to animals, so they have normal voices to him. But he pointed down the hill. We go down the hill. We find this crazy guy who's got strangling a rabbit, trying to steal its voice. and basically we say "fuck you," and then he summons out 5 shades and himself, and we get wrecked over and over and
like
over
before
again.
I could do anything, like a lot of times with the matches, I like to like just throw down meteor, and he's like, "Nope, you're silenced for 2 turns."
Oh, it was a rough fight. We finally beat it last night, but good God, that sumbitch was difficult. But other than that, Players on the Ground, Divinity, and we play D&D and the Switch. That's all I've been playing this week. Grif, what about you?
He's been playing a lot. Me?
Yeah, what about you?
I'm not playing anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
You haven't played
It's not
anything? Nothing? You're not playing anything right now?
Right now, no.
Oh.
I wish.
She was for about an hour while I was trying to get shit fixed, though.
Yeah, punching people. You know that's illegal in most states, all states.
It's illegal in GTA as well. They get mad about it and call the cops, but then I just steal cars and run away, so...
Steal their car
You
and run
know.
away from them.
I was on the boardwalk punching people. They didn't have cars. I had to go find one.
Just dive off the boardwalk, get into the water, and swim away.
I did. At one point I did. I dove off because they called in a helicopter. I was like, I just punched somebody in the face. Who calls a helicopter for that?
Did you punch like a senator or something? You're like, oh no, you're important.
Maybe.
But I had just lost the cops from one round of punching people, ran up and punched somebody else, and they're like, I'm calling the cops, buddy. And all of a sudden the cops are after me and there's a helicopter above me, and I was like, son of, what the fuck? So I jumped in the water and swam away and then stole a boat.
The Adventures of
And then I
Grif,
realized
everybody.
I realized there was a tractor on the beach, so I stole that, and then I saw somebody, a lifeguard driving a 4-wheeler, so I stole that from them, and it was great. Then I killed myself because I drove into something and launched myself off the 4-wheeler.
Yeah, you never did describe to us what you killed yourself on. All I heard was
I was
laughter
running
for
from
like
the
20
cops
minutes.
because, okay, I stole the tractor, I got the tractor, it was sitting unused on the beach, whatever.
Which, by the way, when you're trying to install a program, trying to get the thing running, and you hear, "Ooh, a tractor! I just stole a tractor!" Might have been one of the funniest things ever.
I took the tractor, and then I saw the lifeguard on the 4-wheeler, so I was like, I'm gonna go see if I can catch up to that on the tractor so I can take the 4-wheeler. And I drove up next to the lady on the 4-wheeler, and she jumped off the 4-wheeler into the wheels of the tractor, and it
God.
killed her. So the cops were after me again. I was like, that was suicide. She killed herself. I mean, so I jumped on the 4-wheeler and tried to run from the cops, but I hit it was like one of those little parking things where you're not supposed to be able to pull into the next parking spot. On a 4-wheeler, apparently that's dangerous because it stopped as though it was a full wall and launched me off the front of it, and I died because I went into a wall.
Wow.
The cops were right there too, they just watched it happen with their guns pointed as I flew to the wall. I was like, nah, I'll save you guys the trouble. Dead.
God.
No need for the taxpayers to spend money on me being in jail.
You also made their report filing a lot easier.
Yeah, no shit.
Died.
Yeah, just died. Fuck it. Void this one out. It's dead.
But if you were a cop in that situation and you had to file the report, would you just stop at that? I feel like I would have explained the entire thing and done it in a humorous manner.
No,
Well,
if
I
I
mean,
was
they
a cop in
didn't
that
know
situation, I
until-
would have just walked away. After all the shit you see in GTA
And Los
5, it's,
Santos just
yeah,
fuck
it's
it.
like,
Fair
fuck it. You see
If that
people
one
do-
killed itself, I'm sure I'll get another call in about 5 minutes. There's a homeless man harassing somebody downtown. Fuck, Trevor's in trouble.
Oh.
Oh, too funny.
Yeah,
Too
so
funny.
that's what I've been playing.
I played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto. I got it on the PC and downloaded it. I also got The Witcher 1 and 2 and then Banished.
Hell yeah.
The summer sale.
I need
Banished
to
is good.
start Banished back up again, man. I love that game.
Have you started playing it, Baka?
I played it for a little bit and my people starved.
Play it.
I've not had that issue.
The number one tip for Banished is play it slow. If you try to expand or do too much too quickly, your people will die off. I had a population problem or a food problem.
They were fine on food. I had like a little fishing area. I had some plots of farms. I had rounded up some cattle, and they were fine for like a winter or two. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's just like, hey, we're hungry. Go fucking fishing.
Yeah, they
We're
do that in
starving.
Tropico too.
depending on how, like, you'll just have to make another fishing thing, or your crops can only produce during spring through fall. So during the winter, you got to make sure that you have enough farms to stockpile food through the winter, because if you do not stockpile food, your people will starve to death in the winter.
They didn't starve in the winter. They starved in, like, I think the spring or the summer.
Then you ran out of food during the winter, and they couldn't keep up the surplus through the early parts, because it's during autumn and early winter is when you've got a nice big stockpile. But if you do not have enough to survive through, into the next season, then your people will start starving. It's a very delicate game where if you do not balance things just right, your people will start dying off very quick. When it's game over,
I think part of it was like I was expanding too quickly. Like I try to open up I opened up a blacksmith to keep tools and stuff going, and then I was like, cool, everything's going fine. I'm gonna build a tailor. Cool, I built a tailor. Then I was like, tavern. I'm gonna make a tavern so my people can get drunk. And then it kind of started declining from there.
Did you build a lot of houses?
Yeah, I had plenty of houses.
Number one issue is you build too many houses. And the ridiculous part is that people will start popping out babies at like 12 and 13. So as soon as you have kids, they'll move into a house together and pop out another one. And then if you build another house, those people will start popping out ones. And your population will boom.
You got to get your ecosystem almost completely right before you start building the houses.
Into one house as you can.
I had 7 houses with 5 people in every house, and then when I decide it's time to grow the population, I will put down another house. 2 people will jump in and have a baby, and it's like, all right, play it slow. All right, I need more population. Build another house. 2 more people will move in, because if there's an open house, there will be somebody in it doing it. There's
a lot of science to that game. It's so good, though. It's so good.
Yeah. There's a mod.
I only played it for like an hour or so while I was waiting for the Witcher to download.
Wasn't it one guy that created that game too?
One is
I think so.
Really weird compared to the other ones.
What, the first Witcher?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got through a bit of it. I'm in the second act.
I got stuck in the second act somewhere.
We played Divinity, but I went up there and I kept clicking on the guy. I was like, why am I not swinging? Why is he not attacking? He keeps going to the motion, but I don't know what the hell. And I was like,
same thing as Dragon Age. Click, swing, and then you have to click again to do the combos. It's crazy. It takes a little getting used to, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was one guy that created the game, Luke Horderwicks.
He did a fantastic job. There's a mod that I will send you later, Bach. It expands. It basically, because you have all the base stuff, it triples the amount of buildings that you can have, decorations, resources, things like that. It makes the game incredibly deep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's an incredible mod. Sure, it may even be a mod at this point. So yeah, that's all we've been playing.
Well, speaking of mods, it's interesting that you mentioned mods, and then Bach and I have both been playing GTA, because there's a lot of flack for 2K right now around the whole. They sent a cease and desist letter to a modder, basically, that was making one of the biggest GTA 5 mods. And the problem is, Rockstar, 2K, that's what I said, didn't I? Sorry, Rockstar, said that it's interfering with the online stuff and basically allowing other players that have the mods to harass other players and kind of disrupt the experience. Well, on Steam, and as you know, the Steam community is very vocal when things like this happen, it is now a largely negatively reviewed game because of this action from Rockstar. What do you guys think about that? Like, it's something that's affecting the online play. If it was single-player stuff, they said they're fine with it. They're looking at a way to work around it and work with them. But cease and desist, which they acknowledge is an archaic system for dealing with this kind of things, is basically the only course of recourse they have right now.
First of all, when you add mods into... Basically, putting GTA on PC and allowing mods is kind of opening the gate for things like this to kind of happen. I think they're doing it right. I mean, it's an online community. You don't want cheating. It's all fair. People shouldn't get their panties in a twist. They're just trying to make the fucking online world safe and fair and whatnot. So these people need to get off their fucking high horses and just...
Basically, it sounds like people are getting pissed because it's like, oh my god, I can't go online with mods now and grief people.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it sounds like a very selfish thing.
But you also have people that... I think that there's always a lot of misinformation when something happens, and I think you've got a lot of people that'll go, this full story being told exactly the way that it's supposed to be set up, which is the fact that this is why it was done. This is exactly what it was that was banned, or not banned, but the cease and desist was released, and all that. And then you've got that one guy that's turned around and go, "Did you hear all modding for that game is completely banned?" And so that's where you jump, because they don't do the research that backs that up, which is why those numbers are where they are.
Yeah.
Because you're going to turn around and go, "Oh, well, I'm pissed now because they banned it," and how many of these kids and adults don't do the research? But it's going to be, I have a feeling a lot of it's going to be a younger crowd that's
being all pissy and whatnot.
Right, because they think it's a full thing versus being...
One of the solutions they could probably do, though, is... I mean, I know they did, didn't they do, a separate server for cheaters and stuff? They threw them on their own servers?
Not for GTA.
Yeah, not GTA.
There are other games that have done similar things, yes.
I think in GTA
Titanfall, the first Titanfall did that.
But either way, that's something that they could probably do, is hey, if you want to play with mods, well, you're going to be going on this server where other people are using mods and stuff as well. So it separates them from the normal servers.
I think the problem in this one, and I'm not 100% sure because I haven't completely looked into the thing, but I think that part of the reason that people were upset is it was a mod that was intended to allow further modding to the single player, but then because you were already in that control panel kind of area, you could mod things for the online play as well. And I think that's where it came into. People are upset because they can't mod their single player experience, and it's yeah, but if you're also fucking up people's multiplayer experience, then, I mean, they have to do something about it. They have to regulate the community somehow. You can't just fucking decide that you own this thing.
Yeah.
And this could be a small minority, screwing up an entire bunch of people that are on there. And I don't mean the people that actually turned around and said, "Hey, we're upset about this," obviously is a good portion of the people, because you got 41,000 people that have said overwhelmingly negative. So in order for that to happen, there had to be, pretty large. But I think that the main thing is you might have, out of that 41,000, you might have had, let's say 5,000, 6,000 that actually were using it to their advantage in the online community, and it might be them misinterpreting the fact that that's why this was being banned. It has nothing to do with the mod itself and the single player.
Right.
And that's why the numbers are up the way they are. And I hate it. I hate it for the modding community, because it makes them look in a bad light when you have somebody that does do something like this. But it also could be a simple mistake by this guy. I don't know this dude, but... but I mean, it could be simple mistake by him that he created something that ended up modding a part of the game he might not even have intended, and then he's got that information that's there, and if they're continuing to work with him, it sounds like he's willing to work with them back. So
yeah,
we'll see.
It just seems really stupid for a group full of childish gamers, and I will call them that. And if you're one of them, I'm fucking sorry for you, man. But for you to be that upset because they stopped something that was harming another aspect of their game, you're just being selfish and stupid about it. You have to look at it as a greater good situation. And yeah, they are willing to work forward on it, but instead you went to Steam and used the review system in a manner that it wasn't meant to be used for anyway, so that you could bash a company for doing something that you didn't like. Think about how entitled and special snowflakey that makes you sound.
Right.
I mean, just fucking stop and grow up for a second. Jeez.
Well, I bought it anyways, so...
I don't think it's going to dissuade anybody.
Play with mods.
No,
I mean, why would you not buy GTA 5? I'm sorry.
I know,
I mean,
before
the fact
mods,
that it
it's
came
fantastic.
out years ago and it's still on the best-selling weekly charts. Yeah, I don't think that taking this mod down is going to prevent them from making money on it.
Here's an idea. Until it clears up, don't play online. If it becomes a major issue, you don't play online. There's an entire game there with a massive world that you can go through and laugh and steal tractors and shit on a beach. Yes, and punch people on a beach.
There are mods still available for the game. You can still download for the...
Yeah, it's just that specific mod.
Has he come out and talked about them working with him, or is he just letting people's fucking imagination go wild?
As far as the article that I read on it, no. But I'm seeing some of the reviews, I was looking through the Steam reviews that are saying that they were edited today, saying that they're gonna allow them to go ahead and continue working on the one that they took down. So I don't know where we're at on this, because the article I found was a recent one, but, well, the 2 articles that I was looking at were recent ones, but maybe they just hadn't been updated yet.
So they've dropped, basically, I guess they've cut that part out of their mod, because they've recently released an update for it, and Take-Two has dropped its legal challenge against them, so it seems like they're fine, and people are overreacting way too much.
Well, I mean, and how many of those people that went and posted that knee-jerk negative review are going to go back and change it based
None
on
of
this?
them, which is definitely a fucking issue.
I would say some, but it'll be a very small percentage, but it's going to be stuck with an over... Yeah, you can edit your review.
That's why some people say we'll come back later after I've played a little while, or after I've done this and update my recommendation and things like this. But honestly, everybody here knows this whole event isn't even going to blemish Rockstar. It's like one of those things where it's like a little dust on the shoulder, but I think we're okay. No problem.
Yeah, nobody's going to stop playing GTA. And let me tell you, they're definitely not going to go bankrupt by the time that they launch Red Dead 2. I think they'll be just fucking fine,
Rockstar
you guys.
is fine. Like, that comment right there is so fucking good. A colleague at work was mentioning this today, how fucked Rockstar are. I pointed out that I'm sure they'll go bankrupt when Red Dead comes out. Yeah, they're totally done.
Yep.
This
company
Rockstar.
just... Yeah, no. Also, I don't think that players should feel like, or people that went and bitched on Steam should feel like it's a success for them. We showed Rockstar. We said what we wanted to say, so they did what we wanted. No, they looked further into the matter, worked with the guy that made the mod, and came to a better conclusion. I mean, well, it's not because you were a fucking 5-year-old on the internet with an angry keyboard.
Let's do some math in it too. If you look at what it is, it's mixed reviews. You've got 231,000 people total that have completely reviewed the game. You have 41,000 reviews that ended up overwhelmingly negative. If you figure that out, that's about 190,000 people that are most likely positive on one side of that entire thing, because we don't know what the actual reviews, the overwhelmingly negative, how many of those are recently.
Yeah, it's going to change depending on when they change their mind, because you know how people are.
And most gamers, I mean, you're looking at a game that's over 2 years old. Well, it's actually almost 3 years old if you count when it actually originally came out. But when you talk about PC version of it, it's only a little over 2 years. So you're looking at a game that's that old, and it's like, okay, who doesn't own this game yet? To where they're gonna go, I'm not playing anymore.
I've got a copy on Xbox. I don't have a copy on PC.
Yeah. Well, enough. I technically own like 3 copies of it.
Jesus, what do you have?
I got it on the 360 when it first came out. And then when we got to the Xbox One, I got it on that, and now I just recently got it on the PC.
Damn.
Wow.
I really enjoyed the story mode on this one.
I do
like
too.
All the other ones, like I didn't care. I kind of went through the story. Some of them I didn't even finish the story. I just ran around and did whatever. I think in some of them I did enough of the story to unlock the entire map just so I can go all over the place, because that used to be a thing.
Yeah, Vice City, right. Not being able to cross the bridge until you unlock part of the story.
The original,
GTA 3 I think it was too, that had that problem.
3, Vice City. I don't think San Andreas was that way.
No, I think that one was...
I know I did some of the story in San Andreas, but I didn't finish that one at all either.
But yeah, this is not going to hurt Rockstar at all. It will be fine. The people will get off their high horses, come back down, and keep playing GTA.
Not to mention, it's a phenomenal game even without mods. If you can't enjoy it without mods, then you're just asking too much to start with. If the only way you can enjoy a product is to run around dressed as like Baka does in Skyrim, dressed as Deadpool with a lollipop as your sword, or a popsicle, whatever, then seriously, what the fuck are you even playing GTA for? Clearly not for the actual intended experience. Regardless,
I did want to run around in the story mode this time with like whales and stuff just like randomly falling out of the air.
The one
Rocks fall, you die.
What's the one? Wasn't there one with like the cars massively explode? And
yes,
another one's called like Rapture, where they just
Whoop, where'd that car go? Shit.
Then you had the narcolepsy, which might have been one of the most funny things ever, where the main character just falls asleep randomly.
Yes, whoever you're playing as just goes to sleep now. That's got to be some of the funniest footage I've ever seen of GTA.
Oh my god!
'cause
Because
it
it'll do
does
it.
in cutscenes, too.
It'll do it in the cutscenes. That's the funniest part to me. It's like you'll just see him out by the pool and randomly fall in. It's just like,
it's so
my
good.
God.
So good.
Oh.
Well, in other news, everybody, I know you're 100% shocked and you never saw this coming.
Saw it
Call
coming.
of Duty Modern Warfare's remaster's getting a standalone.
Saw it coming.
Shit, son.
Saw it coming. Saw it coming from
Chicken
20
is
miles
excited.
away. Hell yeah,
The
I
only
told
part
you
that-
I was going to wait.
The only part that bothers me about this is the fact that it comes out June 27th on PS4. It's been confirmed by Activision, but this says that the others will be released sometime after that. It's like,
Yeah. Well, it's because they have that
It's-
exclusive shit with Sony.
Yeah, Sony's
And
still got to
I
have
hate
their
this shit.
exclusive thing, man.
I hate this shit. It's like,
so
it's
stupid.
Okay, if they don't have that, what do they have? Like, they've got good games. I'm definitely not going to deny that. But everybody else is kind of, like, coming together at this point, you know. I recently read an article about Final Fantasy 14 wanting to come to the Switch and Xbox, but the only way that they will let that happen is if everybody is open to crossplay. Everybody just wants to let everybody play together, but Sony's just kind
But
of
Sony
off
doesn't want to
being
play
their,
ball.
They're off being their own thing, keeping their exclusives kind of hunched over like this is mine.
which, and I get it. There's more PlayStations out on the market right now than there are Xbox Ones when it comes
That
to
doesn't
consoles.
mean you should be a dick about it.
Well, but here's the thing: is like as a developer, I almost want to just turn around and go, you know what? Look, if you're not going to be open to everybody being a big giant gaming community, I'm going to go on the Xbox One, Windows, and if I'm able to run my shit on the Switch, I'm going to put it on that as well. We're going to do cross-platform with whatever it is we do, but if you want to, you got to change the way you are if you want it to be on yours. So it's, you know, and I would do that if I had a big title that I could actually, you know, pull some weight with. But shit,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, I don't know.
So
like,
it
and
needs
that's
to
the same.
come to Jesus meeting with everybody. We all need to kind of.
Well, think about the mods. If you remember, like the mods with Bethesda.
Oh, yeah.
It was like they were like, we're not going to do any of these mods because we can't regulate them. Da 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 da. Their community fought back and was like, look,
We want
you know,
that.
we play Fallout 4 and you know these other games. It's like we want to have that availability, and it's like 2 weeks later you hear, oh, we were just saying that we might not do it, you know, but we're
Yeah.
going to do it, you know.
And then like 2 months after everybody else had mods, they finally got it.
Yeah.
And they used to have Rocket League as cross-platform. Now they don't have Rocket League as cross-platform. I mean, it's just like...
It's
Like
a
if they
shame.
could point to a specific incident in the Rocket League thing, because I guess that was like your first one that was cross-platform. If they could be like, here's an incident that happened in the cross-platform thing, that is why we no longer are open to cross-platform. But they're not. They're just like, no, we don't want to. We want to give here's all our excuses.
Cross-platform with PlayStation 4 before it was with Xbox One.
Yeah.
That's what kills me.
And
It
then
was
they changed
Windows
their
and PS4. If you looked at the screens, that's what you had.
They're just being dicks about it. They're trying to be superior. They want to be their own. Basically, Sony is now the hipster of the console world.
Yes. Oh my
We get
god.
things first. We're better. Look at our graphical fidelity. We're so cool. It's like, you make yourself look like a jackass.
Pretty much. It's
And
a
I'm
shame.
saying that as somebody that has a PS4 and likes their exclusive stuff. I just don't like how they act about stuff that's not exclusive. Like the Call of Duty thing that they always get early and want to lord that over people.
The
Destiny
Destiny
the same
stuff
way.
too. Yeah. Ugh.
Well, okay, on the Call of Duty thing, to be fair, Microsoft did that with the last generation, where they're like, well, we get all the DLC and everything first.
Yeah, and then they were like, that's a bad idea because it separates your player player base.
A lot of those deals were set up actually before Phil Spencer took over. There's actually a recent interview that I heard on him, and there was a lot of deals before he actually took over the Xbox that were like long-lasting deals. Like
Yes.
the only thing I can correlate it to is like college sports. A lot of times you'll have a really great coach that's the coach of one team and a really great coach of the other team, and they'll decide that they want to play each other, let's say football, because that's most common here in this area. And then it would be 4 years down the road before that actually would happen, and sometime in between one of them gets fired, you know, and so it doesn't become the best matchup necessarily, but everybody's like, oh, it was two big schools. And I think that that's kind of the same situation. It's like you had these deals that were taking place that were set up for a period of time, and he just happened to take over during that period of time, and so he had to follow the contract that was set up. But his deals that he sets up now aren't that set up that way.
Well, and to be fair, even when they were things that were exclusive to Xbox first on like the 360 and whatnot, I still thought that was a stupid business practice. Like, I just think it's dumb to try to divide your player base like that, because then you have them infighting within the player base about which console is better. It shouldn't matter. We should be talking about how great the game is.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, I don't mind if they turn around and they go, okay, well, you get a blue skin first, and you get a red skin first, and 3 months later it swaps, right? The other team gets the group. I don't mind that. If it's
kind of like Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Soul Calibur, they did the Yoda and Darth Vader. So it's like, I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me that much, but it does bother me if it affects gameplay in some way. Okay, you're going to get a map for 6 months that these people are never going to have.
Yeah.
Until that 6 month period, because that's a long time to sit there and wait as a gamer, and it just hurts everybody, because now you're battling against each other. Now you've got people that have come to it and said, we're not going to do that anymore, and you've got one person said, well, we're still going to do it.
Yeah, and we're going to try to profit from it.
Yeah, I mean the thing that the straw that broke the camel's back was that Tomb Raider issue, where it like came out for a year. And then I think it came out on Xbox first, and then Sony had to wait a year.
Yeah, it was Xbox for a year, which is just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, remember like how I like to say you got a year for spoilers and whatnot? I mean, they didn't even get the fucking game until after a year. That's fucking savage as hell.
Yeah, and how many times could have you watched that on Twitch before you ever were able to actually play the game?
Oh, man, that is...
How hard is it, do you think, to avoid spoilers for a fucking year?
Oh, man.
When you're part of the gaming community that's talking about this awesome game that they're all playing right now.
Yeah, that's... I mean, we don't get it for a year on this and this and that and whatnot.
It's just so stupid. So dumb.
But see, it's like even with Destiny, it bothers me, because it's like, okay, you've got these... It'll be first on PlayStation 4, whatever. And it's like, you're dealing with an MMO. Like, you're not dealing with... Hey, here's a campaign. I might not know what Chapter 3 says in the campaign because, it's been that amount of time and you've gotten to that point, whatever. But when you're dealing with an MMO, you've got a lot of people that are playing this game constantly. Your friends might be playing, whatever. And, it's just, I don't know. It's just annoying to me that people still do this in the gaming community. And it's, I don't know, from a PC...
It's an old style.
Right. Well, from a PC standpoint, it's like... and Chicken and I talked about this recently, which is that it used to be things were created on a PC, which are still created on a PC, but they're created specifically for PC and ported over to our PlayStation 2s and our Xbox 360s and all that. And somewhere down the line, everything was created for the consoles and then ported back over to the PC version of the game. And I mean, even GTA, we had to wait nearly an entire year for this game to come out for the for the PC versus when it came out for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Ones and all that. So it's like, stop. Like, create the game and go, we're not going to release this game until it's able to be released on every platform we plan on doing it. Maybe the Switch, which is a brand new technology,
right?
You might have to figure something out, and you're trying to put it on a cartridge this big. Whew. But, I mean,
that don't taste that bad.
They don't taste that bad.
I still have yet to lick one.
Don't be afraid. It's not that bad.
Since you brought up Destiny and everything, do you think it's weird that Bioware is talking about Anthem being possibly a 10-year program for them? I mean, doesn't it sound very Destiny-esque?
It's very deja vu-ish.
I mean,
like when I saw the gameplay, I thought Destiny... when I was looking at it, it was what I call it, Destiny Till Dawn or whatever it was I said, but Horizon to Destiny or whatever. But it's very Destiny-esque in the way that game is set up, which I'm fine with. And then I think that there needs to be some type of competition to Destiny to continue to make him Bungie.
But I don't want it to run the risk of being a Destiny clone.
I don't think it will be.
I don't think so either.
I think not.
I mean, you think I think BioWare is a very smart company. I think they were stupid in who it was they chose to do Andromeda, but I think that they're a very smart company in the fact that they can go, you know what? We're going to look at the community complaints through Destiny. Let's look at the issues and problems and everything that they have, and we're going to not do that. And we're going to create our own product and make sure we don't make their mistakes. I think that they're very good at looking at a product and not trying to duplicate necessarily what somebody else is doing, but instead base everything off of how they know how they do things well and make sure they don't make other people's mistakes. Yep. And so I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Anthem. I said before, Anthem still isn't to the part where I'm like, hey, I absolutely want to go out 100% buy this game. I want to see more gameplay. I want to see more about it. But at the same time, BioWare I give a little bit more credit for than some of the other companies that are out there, just because I've experienced so much fun with their games.
Yeah, but we gave a lot of credit to Bungie too, because they were really good storytellers, and that's what I'm worried
but
about.
That's where it comes into
really good storytellers.
Waiting to see. Like Oak said, we just got to wait to see more of what the game is going to have to offer. We're going to have to see how you're going to quest, if they're going to have dungeons, if you're going to have raids, things like that.
Is it going to be like the same little area repeat over and over and over?
From what they want to tell you right now is that it's a fully open world. Like, you jump off of whatever the main town is called, and then you're in the world. Fly around, do whatever you want to do.
And the grinding, it sounds like the grinding situation's not what it was in the original Destiny, in which Destiny 2 is even already stated they're getting away from that grinding situation. So I just feel like people have learned Destiny was it was a test more than anything else, right? It was them. Destiny. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. But I mean, Anthem just needs to show more, and after the first year, we'll know if it'll be a good game or not. Like, you usually give MMOs and big open world games like that a year. If it survives after that year and it's still got a lot of people behind it, it'll have a life. If people are fading or the community starts trickling off, you're going to take a huge risk with the second one. Kind of like Destiny, I feel like they've got a little bit better of a chance for Destiny 2. But if it flops, then the series is just going to spread out.
So many MMOs, like after World of Warcraft, that just went to the wayside.
Oh, it's so
sad.
sad.
They always start out really strong because everybody wants to see it's the new thing. Let me check this out, and then a year or two into their life cycle, they start to drop off because MMOs are more of a commitment than a lot of people like to make.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that it is such a deep commitment to something like that.
But I did it with the Warhammer game when it came out, and that one was a lot more. Seemed like it was a lot more PvP focused. But, like, the PvP in it, from what I remember at the time, was just so unbalanced. It'd be like, yeah, I'm level 20. I'm going to go do some PvP. Why is there a level 50 in here?
Crush.
Yep.
There was something else we played that had that same problem for a while, and I can't remember what it was.
I think the Old Republic had an issue with that.
I feel like it was either Rift or something like that.
Rift did have a little bit of an issue. They broke their battlegrounds down smaller because it was a 10-level gap, and 10 levels you get a lot of points and a lot of skills for that. And they broke it down to 5 level
gaps. Massive difference.
Yeah. But now y'all enjoyed Rift a lot.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. But we burned ourselves out on it because we had been playing WoW, and then Rift was coming out, so we all swapped over to Rift, played the beta super hardcore, and by the time the game actually launched, we were kind of burnt out a little bit, so we made it to cap level and then stopped playing.
We made it to
cap level. So you mean like ARC for the last 3 years?
Yeah, pretty much exactly like that. You played the beta, the early access so much, and you do so much, and then you lose everything, and you're just like, oh, now the game's coming out? Maybe I'll play it a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, it's just how it is. Guild Wars.
I think World of Warcraft though.
Yeah, well, I mean that's also why we hit a point where we were just like the same way with ARC, like. We stopped playing because we're like, well, the game is supposed to be releasing here in like a few weeks, and then
it was a few months.
Yeah, it was a few months
because we stopped playing in like
April.
February. It
was April.
I
remember trying to log on that last time, and all of my house being destroyed, and all of my animals gone.
Oh,
and
then you logged on a lot.
I did it every couple of. I did it about a week or so. Every week I would log on, and then I forgot for a couple of weeks, and I logged in. Everything was gone. Said, "Fuck this! I ain't coming back on ever again." And just shut it off. I haven't been back. I even uninstalled it.
Yeah.
I heard you talking to No Pants about how they've got that set up. We'll talk about that later. I wanted to ask you and I totally forgot. Sorry. Remind me after the show.
Okay.
Sorry.
World of Warcraft, though, I think one of the things they had going for it, too, though, was the good lore. I think it had...
Yes.
Like, people... you already had an existing game that World of Warcraft is based off of. So people had, it was a popular PC game. You didn't have a whole lot of PC games that were similar to that at the time that it was coming out.
Even if you hadn't played it, because I've played World of Warcraft coming into it not knowing anything about the original Warcraft games, because I didn't play them. And I was instantly drawn into it because they gave you a start cinematic, like the whole thing that happened before you even got to the character creation screen, and then what happened after that. And they really tied you. They did a good job tying you to your character.
Yep.
And I think Guild Wars tried to do something similar to that, and it worked to a short extent. The only problem is you didn't have a lot of people, like, because it was so tailored to you, you didn't have a lot of common ground necessarily to talk about it with everybody else, because everybody had their own start stories, which is kind of neat, but...
And also the problem with Guild Wars is once you got to the end of the game,
there was nothing to do.
There was nothing. You hit the peak, and there was nothing.
I think it was like a couple of dungeons, but like once you ran them, that was kind of it.
Well, I think Destiny had that a little bit, where you got to the end game, and then all you had to do was grind the same couple of raids so that you could try to get better gear.
Yes.
And play the Crucible, like the PvP stuff. There was no other end game content for you to do. It was just, here's this handful of things. Go entertain yourselves by the fact that we've jacked up where the light level needs to be, and you have to get all of this gear. But the random drops are going to be pretty fucking low, so you'll have to do this a lot.
Well, and then like Taken King basically ended your story arc that you had, which was fine. Well, the only story arc you had was was that. So I feel like there was a decent part of, like, they tried to make up for the fact they fucked up, or it's just what they had taken out of the game and added back into it, which is probably what we all assume. But I think that, when you're dealing with some type of gaming MMO like that, you've got to be able to it can't be just gameplay, because when it comes to gameplay, Destiny, first person shooter, the actual mechanics of the game itself, when it comes to shooting, it's top notch.
Right.
It's absolutely solid. It's everything else that we have issues with, which is we go into playing an MMO or a game
just about anything.
When you have an actual supposed to have a plot line and you're going through, why am I playing this? Why am I doing this? It's not like
who am I?
If you're playing against other people, if you're multiplayer people, like Call of Duty, a lot of people play multiplayer for it. If you're just doing it to shoot people. But I don't want to go into a game that is supposed to be a campaign and just go in and shoot people. That's not the way I play that style of game.
Well, and I wonder how it's going to be, because Ubisoft announced this week that Skull and Bones is going to have a campaign mode as well that will go aside, quote unquote, aside the multiplayer thing. So I'm wondering, is it going to be a completely separate campaign that's actually going to tell a really good story, and then you have the auxiliary multiplayer that's packaged in with it that you can go and do, or is it going to be like Titanfall, where, like, the first Titanfall, which is, here's your campaign stuff. Battlefront did it too, Star Wars. It's like, here's the story that's going on while you're doing the multiplayer. I wonder how that's gonna...
I think it's going to be like For Honor.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be
like
For Honor, where you have an actual campaign, you go through, that teaches you the mechanics, basically, of the game.
Right.
It's shorter, but you go through and you find out why you're fighting, why these things are going on, and then you finish the campaign, and then you have the multiplayer that you can play on top of that. So it allows the person that likes to play campaigns, it kind of gives them that ability to be able to do that, and then also learn the mechanics, which is part of the reason I play a campaign anyway. It's because before, I don't want to get slammed when I walk into a multiplayer.
Oh, you get slammed anyway.
I got 2 fingers for you, sir, that are right off the screens. I'm just telling you right now. But when it comes to multiplayer, like, I want to be used to the game. I want to know why I'm fighting, different things like that. And I think For Honor did a really good job of that. Why are there these 3 factions? Why are we fighting each other? What's going on? And I think they did a good job of that. And I think they'll do the same thing with Skull and Bones. But it's just,
wait and see kind of thing. I mean,
yeah, really is. It looks like a very similar format. I'm hoping they learn their lesson from their, was it silver or whatever it was, or steel?
Steel.
Oh, God,
that was a currency. Hopefully they've learned their lesson
and
from
dedicated
that,
servers. God damn it. Oh my God.
I don't know.
PvP games,
Ubisoft is slow to learn things.
Oh my God. PvP games, people, please. Dedicated servers. If you want your game to survive, holy shit, it is not that damn hard. Make it so that we can play without lag and play without people cheating. It is not that fucking hard. Jesus.
You would think it's not that hard, but,
According to Ubisoft, it is.
Apparently, like they must have like a book without the word dedicated in it at all. Because good lord, do they not know what the fuck, or no lag? Lag must be a big ass word in there.
I'd be interested to see if once the second Destiny comes out, where that part of it stays too, because of they're changing their hybrid system that they have set up, and it could be that if that hybrid system is successful enough to where it seems that other people will start using it, and you don't necessarily, maybe it's a cheaper version of dedicated instead of using strictly dedicated, so maybe more people will use that and it'd be less of the peer-to-peer, which would suck. So
maybe,
we'll
but
see.
there will still be issues with that in certain respects, but it might be better than what they currently have.
Yeah, well, I mean, the one they had on there, you and I read it, and it was complicated as shit. And so they're supposed to be adding to that and moving it around, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to be reversing it to where it's not running off a console and the system. It's supposed to be running on the system to the consoles. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob's running the graphics right now.
It's so that they can have multiple systems kind of running the game instead of running the game on their side, which is the problem with fucking Division, is that the shit was client side, or shit was player side instead of client side. You logged in and with your character and played there instead of you logging in there and playing there. Like, wow.
You think it was a limitation of the consoles that created that for both the PC and the console?
WoW has been doing it for the last 13 years.
Listen to what I said. WoW doesn't run on a console. Do you think it's because of the limitations of a console that it's being ran that way on both the PC and the
Diablo 3 runs on consoles, and it's the same thing. You log in, you play on their servers.
Fair enough.
I mean,
that's my question.
Yeah, it's not that hard. If companies would just be like,
there is no limitation of the consoles at this point anymore. Like the consoles are basically computers in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
It is just basically them going, we don't want to spend the extra money on this because people are going to stop playing it after a few months. People are going to stop playing it after a few months because you're not doing dedicated servers and you're allowing people to do cheat and lag switch and all that other crazy shit.
But keep in mind with Destiny started off on 360 as well and PS3.
Even then.
I don't think you could do dedicated off of those other consoles.
Maybe not, but it's not that hard to switch. I mean, Riot has their game. They moved all of their servers from Los Angeles to Chicago without messing up the game. It's not that hard to integrate servers into your game and let it run. Maybe take a couple days for maintenance. People are gonna get cracked out. People will be raw, but the game will be so much better afterwards.
Right, but you're still talking about a PC game versus a console game. PC Master Race, sir.
What?
So what I'm saying is the limitation. That was my whole question.
And I'm saying once they did Xbox One, there is no limitations anymore.
Right, but Destiny ran on 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4, and that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering is because of the previous generation, they set up the system that they did because that's what basically they could set up one system.
Okay,
run it across all four consoles.
That was the issue with those and the previous generation. We are well past the previous generation at this point. They're not making games for 360 or PS3 anymore. It's all like Xbox One, PS4, PC.
Mm-hmm.
The Xbox One, PS4, they don't really have those limitations anymore. But we can stop the stupid peer-to-peer nonsense.
Which that's the thing is basically they're saying they're changing their hybrid system they're running before, and I think they're changing their hybrid system because one, they're about to run on PC,
right,
and two, because of the fact of what Baca just stated, which is you were dealing with basically two PCs as consoles. So if it was just using two different formats, so I think it's going to be Destiny 2 is going to be smoother, not because of necessarily they had to make the changes, but I think they made the changes because they didn't have to worry about the previous generation anymore. So they could, instead of making 20 servers for one type of system and 10 servers that they had to do for the newer generation or whatever, they could make one system before and just run it across all their boards. Now, because they're running with PC and they're running with basically two console style PCs, they can create one type of system that's smoother and run as an actual hybrid. So I'd be interested to see how Destiny does that, but I'm also interested to see what Anthem ends up doing as well. But I think it'll end up changing how gaming's done from a console standpoint, because dedicated servers are very expensive, we already talked about. So they are very expensive, but if you can get a hybrid system that works right and create it correctly, we'll have to see. But it's just but I P2P just sucks, but it's just it is what it is. It sucks, but I think from you're dealing with when you're dealing with MMOs, you've got to figure out a good system to make that happen. So let's see if Ubisoft can make that happen, because they didn't with The Division.
It's because those companies aren't MMO companies. They don't understand that you have to create a server, a foundation in a world, and then people need to come to your world to play, instead of they're still looking at it as a regular game standpoint. You load up the game, you play the game from your console, and your console runs it. It's like, no, the server should be running the game, and we should just be connecting to the servers and playing there instead of just playing it on the console. There's a different... MMOs are just different monster, and companies are still testing with it.
But it's always a possibility too, if you can create a decent hybrid enough, even your games that aren't normal MMOs. So let's say Call of Duty, which is a continual franchise anyway.
Other games like that will definitely
then they could end up benefiting from that. But it's got to work once for everybody else to go, okay, so I don't have to pay the outrageous amounts that it would be to do dedicated servers, but I could do this hybrid system and create a better game overall. So I would be interested to see how that ends up running. And EA might be experimenting a little bit with this and end up pushing it over into the Battlefield world, because they own Battlefield, right? EA owns Battlefield.
Yes, they own Battlefront too.
Yeah. So there's two multiplayer games that they could end up benefiting if they end up doing something similar. So, but they could do dedicated. I don't know what they plan on doing with this, but Anthem interests the hell out of me, especially with BioWare's storyline, the way they can write a storyline, and their storylines are more in depth than Bungie's were, to be honest. A little bit. So, a little bit, but good systems. But is that it? We got everything?
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about? Steam Summer Sale's going on right now.
Summer
Go
sale's
buy
going
all of
on.
your games, spend all of your money.
Players Unknown has made so much fucking money, they put every other business to shame, and it's just a few guys.
100 million copies in like so many weeks,
$100 million in 13
Oh, is it
weeks.
dollars? My bad.
100
and it's
million.
$30 a copy. So
Yeah.
and though the summer sale is currently going on, it is not on sale.
Oh, hell no. See, simple is not bad, people. I mean, all you do is you throw 100 people onto an island and you shoot each other until one's left.
13 weeks, $100 million.
Battle Royale.
But they've got really good game combat. I mean, like concept too, and the fact that they're forcing those people to get to one area.
Yeah, so the game is good. If you're interested in it, watch some people play it. It's pretty much all it has to offer. Is when you watch somebody play it, that's pretty much it right there.
It is a lot more fun when you are playing with people, like friends and stuff, though. By yourself, it can get kind of frustrating.
I completely agree.
For sure. Overwatch decreasing the duplicate loot.
Thank God.
Adding more money, it's always good.
Yep.
So that's nice. That's nice. Now, if you could just make it so that I could get more actual useful stuff instead of giving me 15,000 sprays and player icons. Thank you.
Anything y'all recommend off of the current Steam sale going on?
No, I have not.
I made a list for my sister. I was like,
Did you really?
Here's 3 Post-it notes that I stuck together and filled up completely. Look at these and see what you want. You'll probably spend like $50 if you buy all of them, but I doubt you'll want all of them.
You don't know. We could want them all.
There's a lot of good stuff. I finally broke 100 games on my Steam.
The Dishonored franchise is currently on sale. If you haven't played any of the Dishonored stuff, recommend it.
Divinity's on sale.
Divinity
I wish
Edition. Get it.
I wish the Little Nightmares game was cheaper. And I hate to say that. It's like $15, but I really wish it was cheaper because I would so get on it.
The Witcher games, if you've never played any of those.
Yep. The Dead Space games are all on
definitely.
sale.
The new Prey game is down to a little under $40. So taking nearly $20 off of the price of it. So that's pretty awesome.
GTA, Fallout, and Skyrim are all on sale as well. We
Shadow
probably own all of those.
Shadow of Mordor, great price right now, 80% off for $4.
Get it now. If you do not own that game, get it now. $4
I got it
for
just
all of the
because
DLC.
it's the Game of the Year edition, and I can go through and replay it and get all the DLC.
Left 4 Dead 2 is on sale for $1.99.
I cannot believe it is
Just
still.
throwing that out
Wait, the second one?
Left 4 Dead 2, the one that comes with like all of it, is on sale for $1.99.
I cannot believe that it is.
Oh, I
still
just bought it today.
$1.99. What?
I just bought it today for
It is
$1.99.
2017, and you just bought Left 4 Dead 2. You are so far behind.
I know. I've got
Hey,
360.
I told my
I've got it on
sister to get it.
360.
Okay, she just started playing.
I just got it. I've played it on 360.
We can play with
for a
her
long
when
time.
Kyle's not around.
I'm just
Right?
upgrading to
Or
PC,
we can just
sir.
toss Kyle out.
PC Master Race. Remember that shit?
Life
Yes.
is Strange is on sale. The new one I don't think is on sale, but don't buy the new one anyway. The prequel's not gonna matter. But the first one is on sale.
Fable Anniversary Edition, $8.74. You
Wow,
normally
that's-
$34.99.
Oh,
and
that
if you've
must
not
be
played
the-
Fable, come on now.
Come on now, get it
All the
together.
Saints
Come
Row
on.
stuff is on sale. Buy that stuff. Do it.
What is
Saints
Saints
Row.
Row.
The Saints,
Saints
Row
Row?
franchise.
Yeah. Not Left 4 Dead. Life is Strange, complete $4.99 right now. So
Yeah, I just said that one.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was the other one, the Batman one. It was I paid it earlier. It was like $8, I think.
Yeah, all the Arkham stuff is on sale.
Yeah.
There's something else. Shit. Tropico, I think, is on sale. Yeah, it is because I recommended it to my sister.
Chicken, you should see if Bloodlines is on sale. Vampire Bloodlines.
It is. Like, just about everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
the Steam
quite,
Summer
but just
Sale is
about.
like 99%. It's
Well, I
sale.
mean, I know we talked about it at one point, but yeah, because you should play that game. It is actually really good, and it has a lot of replay value in it.
I don't know if I have much more left in the budget after that thing to buy games.
I currently have 30 of my 33 games in my wish list on sale.
I think most of mine are. I can't. Apparently, my phone
Kind of
keeps
sad Friday the 13th
spamming
was
me.
not on sale though.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping
Vermintide
it
is
goes.
$9.89.
Ooh, that is a
$9.99 for the one that
$9.89,
Rocco
I
was
mean.
talking about.
You
So
need
I
people to
should
play
get this
with.
right.
You need people to play with for that one.
Did you not own it?
I do own it. We do own it, so we can play it together. Unfortunately,
Okay.
we don't play it as much as we should. But if you want to play, it's fantastic.
Should I get the collector's edition? What's the collector's edition have in it?
I don't know.
It's like $14.84.
I just get the normal one. I
Probably
think
like
that-
the soundtrack.
But
yeah.
go to Steam,
Okay.
buy all the games,
Yep.
spend like $100.
Yes, so that is it. We could sit here and talk all day
Yes.
about the
We
Steam
could read you the
sale.
whole list, but it'd be a while.
Man, this would be like a 30-hour show if we read them the whole list. It would change by the time we finish it, and we'd have to read it all over again.
Yep.
I did
So-
find Grif a Lovecraft complete edition book for $7.89 or something like that. At
Barnes
the
and Noble
store.
apparently also having a summer sale.
Yeah, I sent her a picture of it. Said she hadn't read it, so there you go. She can go in and read it. We
Alright.
appreciate we appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. Make sure that you go to our Twitter at InfiniteResPC. Check me out personally at AMDB Oaktree. Check out Grif.
At Griff's Lanham.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure that you go to our YouTube channel. Go on there. You can watch this live as we kind of chill out and all that good stuff and, talk, whatever. Make sure you also go to our website, infiniterespawn.com. Go on there, join the forums, hang out, talk about games, stuff, cooking, whatever.
Things.
Yeah, there's things on there. So go on there and join the community. We appreciate it. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.